Hey, what's up, friends? It's me, Vindy Vondo. I'm recording this late as fucking night. That's why there's no headband. I'm editing the fucking weekly. It's 3 a.m. the day it goes up, and I'm trying to get it done. And we kind of didn't even give a warning in this episode. So I do want to say, when we start the weekly roundup, right? None talks about MHA, and we just spoil the fuck out of everything that's going on right now. So if you're an anime only, or you're not current, you're a couple weeks behind, and you don't want to be spoiled on everything that's happened in the last 10 weeks, probably, maybe a little bit more, I would say your best bet is just skip 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I get you the time zones, but I gotta start rendering this shit now to get it done on time.
Are you ready?
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Weeb Club, the Weekly Weeb Club, episode 31. Officially older than Craftsdwarf, old man podcast now. Crafts is not the oldest person on the Weeb Club since the Weeb Club itself is now older.
Yep, that makes sense.
So, yeah, there's kind of stuff that's happened since the last time. I guess we'll address it first, but it will be...
Well, okay.
It will be the topic, but I guess just get it out of the way since I'm sure people are going to click on and want to know. As opposed to just taking a break now, WattheWut is no longer a part of the podcast. But it's not... there's no, big drama, right? There's no fucking, conspiracy grump shit going on here.
Ties haven't been severed or anything. It's just, he's just leaving, basically. A long break turned into until the foreseeable foreseeable future.
Yeah, basically what I talked to him yesterday. Basically what's going on is he's leaving the internet. WattheWut channel is dead. He doesn't want to be in the public eye or be on the internet at all. He's decided. I think he felt like the break was very good for him.
Are still up that he's wanted to leave up, but his Twitter is gone. He just deleted his Discord server. So yeah.
Right. So it has nothing to do with he hates us or we kicked him or anything like that. He made the decision to step away from content altogether for now. And because of that, stepping away from the Weeb Club. There's no hard feelings, right? It's not like we hate what or what hates us. It happened. We'll talk more about it in the topic, but I did want to get that out of the way now.
Yeah. So I guess starting off with comments.
Yes. For the weekly first. Apparently,
so I'm going to kill myself?
Yeah, Crafts. In Super Metroid, you can press Y to switch back to a regular beam whenever you want. So
I did decide, it's not going to be anytime soon, but I'm probably going to, try and play Super Metroid one more time and maybe go for 100% this time. My reason being to just, actually just sit down with the game instead of just trying to beat it as quickly as possible, which I don't think I was trying to beat it as quickly as possible. I played it the same I did the other Metroid games, where I mostly just went for the goal, and then if there was I did try to search for collectibles, but I wasn't really going out of my way to get everything. But Super Metroid also had my lowest clear rate of any Metroid so far. I guess for comparison purposes, I finished Metroid Prime with an 83%. I finished Super Metroid with a 38%. So I could stand to do better. But yeah, so I'll keep that. Maybe I'll it the third time around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Karma left a whole long ass comment about the Stars and Stripes' entire purpose, and we're dumb. And then Markster made a decent. He did. I actually think he did a pretty good job, arguing it and making good points, and kind of changed Karma's mind. I'm too lazy to have done that, so thank God for Markster. All I would have said is read the newest chapter. Horikoshi doesn't miss. So
I didn't read the whole thread. I just saw Karma's first response, and I was like, wow, he got mad. But okay. Also, Katakana 33. I don't know what his name. I still haven't checked to see what his name actually means.
I love calling him Katakana 33. That's pretty pogged up, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say until I actually like go to look up what it's supposed to say. But he basically argued. He said that I guess Fusion was trying to be more of an action game, and I don't think I necessarily agree because I mean, it doesn't feel any more of an action game. Like Super Metroid had more like required precise inputs to not take damage than Fusion. So like I don't know. It doesn't seem. I don't know. I'm not sure if I agree. Is what I'm saying. I'm curious. Still curious about Dread, but I don't know. There were not a lot of comments. Most of them were in that thread, I guess.
Yeah. And then the next video was. I mean, none should just handle comments on this. I haven't listened to it, so I have nothing.
I haven't
to say
had the
about
time. Yeah. Sorry.
Titania says this is what it feels like to be racist and Obama becomes president. Does this mean that they're racist and they felt like none is the president? Is that the insinuation?
I thought it was they hate these people and now they're on the Weeb Club.
Oh, you know what? That makes more sense. The nun's black and it's just him on an episode.
What?
I hope you like had your headphones off the whole time and that's all you hear.
Yeah, that's all I heard.
We're on the comments for your funny little video.
What the fuck? I wanted to talk about the comments of the other video.
Oh, you fucking did have your headphones on. Which comment do you want to talk about?
I mean, I was just gonna address the karma one.
Oh, okay. You probably read more of it. I just said that I think Markster did a pretty decent job explaining, and you know, it's Pog. But if you have more to say, go for it, King.
So, like, I was basically gonna say how.
Oh wait, you're caught up. Are you caught up?
Yeah,
you caught up.
Okay.
Did you read this week's chapter?
Yes.
No, I just remember people were being careful with spoilers because you weren't caught up. But or I thought maybe someone else. I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, like the reason why I wanted to address it now was because when I first saw the comment, I wasn't caught up, so I didn't have like the context. So like I had a different picture in mind. But now I do get why people have problems with Star and Stripe, and I do kind of like I agree with some of it. In the sense that I do think within the span of 5 chapters, it was really weird for her to be that important and to leave that much of an impact for a character that just showed up. You know, I don't think it like ruined everything or whatever, but I do see why people have a problem with her. So as far as that, I kind of get it. But I do think a lot of how Karma was like wording his problems with it was like the very typical, this one thing I don't like is ruining everything, and Horikoshi's bad, and he's like taking it to such an extreme for when it's like
old Craftsdwarf video type beat.
He can kind of like, you can still wait to see like how it plays out and how big of a deal it is to you, because it's like, yeah, I do see how it's like it is helping them because it is delaying Shigaraki from being able to move, so they have more time to do things. But like, I still don't think when they actually face Shigaraki, he's gonna be like majorly nerfed, or like, you know, like I don't really see it like taking away from like the core like emotional conflict and tension that'll happen when they actually face him. It's just like kind of putting off him getting to them for now, really. Like, it could very well easily not be as big of a deal, and they could still like expand on Star and Stripe retroactively, possibly.
Well, yeah, especially through the pilot, right, who has the power now. So, you know.
I do think.
Sorry, I didn't mean that in a rude way. I actually had a yawn. I didn't mean to like yawn and like it
You
come
just
off
hate
as
me.
like
It's okay.
No, I apologize. I didn't mean for it to be like, oh, y'all are fucking boring.
Defend
I apologize.
yourself all you want. You know, the audience
Oh my god,
knows.
I feel so bad. Holy shit. I'm leaving the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should spoil this too much at the start of the episode, but you know, I think I do think there was some problems there with how it was done, at least for now, but it's not enough to make me think fucking MHA is going off the rails and like I have to fucking worry about everything. I do have some problems with some other stuff, but it's fine.
Personally, I think, right? All right. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with people complaining about this, all right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, right? It just comes from having no goddamn national pride, all right? Look, we are American, okay? When the American shows up, they better be the strongest character in that series. They better be number one, because you know what? America's number one, all right? So everyone complaining, hey, leave the greatest country on earth. Go back where you came from, you hear? All right? And just fuck.
Vindy or Texas is showing.
I know, that was the fucking...
Alright, now back to the comments on the Nunmanji video that he did. I do spiritually very heavily agree with the Vindy comment.
Yeah, I'm still upset. Oh, Crafts, do I put None on Blast on episode?
What the fuck?
I haven't wanted to yet, but I might.
Well, like, look, he literally said, like, okay, the Naruto wave country is ready, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, you've been working on it for literal months.
I'll go ahead and put him on blast since Craftsdwarf already did. So everyone asking, not like, oh, everyone who's been asking, everyone is asking, where's the next Naruto episode? Where's the next Naruto episode? Why won't you guys make more Naruto episodes? So here's a little behind the scenes thing. We recorded the first Naruto episode on Friday. I had it out that next Monday. All right. This is back when it came out. Okay. 2 weeks later, we recorded Land of Waves. So 2 weeks after the first Naruto episode came out, we had Land of Waves recorded. And it's like, okay, None, I recorded the first episode. So the second episode, you record, right? That's what we do with generally the duo stuff.
This is the second time today you've said record instead of edit, but it's okay.
Edit. Fuck, they're the same thing to me.
You're still my friend. You're just...
So, for example, with the Shoujo podcast, right? I'll take full blame before Crafts tries to throw that back in my face, right? We recorded Oran and Oran Monogatari at around the same time, right? Crafts edited Oran Monogatari is my job to edit. I haven't done it yet, right? The Sonic one, I think I edited the first Sonic one, so None edits the second one, right? I mean, so we haven't recorded.
One hasn't been recorded.
Yeah, I would say we haven't recorded the second Sonic one yet because somebody hasn't finished Sonic Adventure yet, and then that means someone else who has finished it probably gonna have to replay the game, so they actually fucking know what they're gonna say, right? So, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about Sonic. Nobody cares about Sonic. Sonic sucks. We're talking about fucking Naruto. Okay, it has been months. People are asking for it hourly. And this man, okay, he hasn't edited. And you know what? I've been patient. He's had real life stuff going on. I wasn't going to force him. But then he has the fucking gall to tell me when I was going to edit Oran Monogatari to tell me, hey, you know what? You don't need to worry about doing Oran Monogatari this week. I'll have Naruto done.
And I told him, like, why not let Vindy finish it and then tell him you have something else prepared so that he's still motivated to finish it. And now you have two things done. Wow, amazing. But no, None doesn't have that strategic mindset.
No, I had a more strategic mindset for the specific goals I had in mind. The reason why I said that was so Vindy doesn't finish Oran Monogatari and he doesn't check the Weeb Club channel and see the upload that I put there before it comes out. Because if he finished, he would have checked the Weeb.
But I'm categorically against this recording. I refuse to listen to it out of spite that I was lied to and told that the Naruto episode, which I've been waiting for to come out, so I don't feel bad about watching more Naruto.
I don't even know what you guys said. I've been waiting for it.
So I don't. Oh, we said some good shit. It was a good discussion. Don't you worry.
The first discussion was really good. I expect the second discussion, especially because like Land of Waves is really fucking good. So I have been waiting. You guys talk about it.
I am in the forest of death, and I'm like, you know what? Probably not going to watch anymore until the next Naruto episode comes out. I don't want to get too far ahead of the recordings. I don't want to watch it all and then have to try to remember and just use my notes to talk about things. So I'll probably wait. Okay? I've been waiting for months.
It's so sad.
Sad.
This guy literally has a Naruto profile picture on Discord right now and actively hates him.
Not true. I actively love him. I have a picture of the manga, not the anime. I'm sorry that you like bad shows.
Okay, just because... Look, the recap episodes, yes, it's a little fucking sus, but... Fucking edit! And don't lie to me ever again.
I apologized in advance.
No, you apologized 2 hours after lying. For having lied.
Okay.
Okay, what comments do you want to talk about from this, Nun?
Not shitting in school is bitch made. If you got to shit, you got to shit.
I agree.
If you see this, be courageous and take that shit.
I agree. Who said that? I don't know who did, but they're correct. Yeah. No, you're right, King. If someone's got a shit, dude, just fucking do it, okay? Go sit down in your toilet and fucking just let her loose, all right? And don't say, oh, but the kids, like, everyone complains about kids in school will climb up on the stalls or stuff. Okay, first of all, that's never happened to me shitting in school, and I shit in school all the time when I was a kid.
That happened to me once in elementary. They didn't climb, but they did, like, jump, I think. But
and second of all, so what if they do? You just look them in the eyes and say, hey, I'm pooping here. Right? Everyone poops. There's nothing.
Maintain eye contact to establish dominance.
If you get embarrassed by the fact that you're pooping, that says more about you than it does about anyone else. Right? No one could embarrass me for pooping because, you know what? Everyone poops. That's just how it is, you know? Plus, poop is funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, like, turn it on them if you're smart about it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're good and smart about it, you can turn it on them for being like, what's weird about it? Do you not poop? Fucking, you know. You can turn it on them. It's possible.
There are a bunch of comments I don't understand the context for because I haven't listened to the episode yet, so oh well.
Sad. I mean, what comments did you guys talk about when you were on this? When I wasn't here?
None.
Oh. I see.
Actually, there's one more comment I would like to...
You brought up the Titania, or what was it?
I did bring up the Titania one. Yeah, because that they're talking about the Titania one is what caused me to say the thing when you came in. But, Guitar Skater says, I won't be rewatching this one in the future. Does that mean that he actively rewatches? Okay. We need to do a poll.
No, not only that. Guitar rewatched BSA episodes.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We need to do a poll, everyone, okay?
Like, if Guitar can rewatch the BSA, then he should have no problem rewatching the Weeb Club, because, there's no way the worst of the Weeb Club is close to the worst
I mean,
of
let's
BSA.
be real. The episode that was just uploaded, this is a BSA episode.
Yeah,
that was my response to Nun.
I even
asked,
saw
I listen to
that
it?
Craig was in the voice chat, but I didn't join. But I did see it, and I was like, why the fuck is Craig there?
No, I said something like I said to Nun because I was like, did you listen to it? And I said no, I was on the BSA. I think was my answer, implying like I don't need to listen to it. I've recorded this podcast a billion times.
Well, the quote unquote BSA ratio the weekly Weeb clubs in both views, comments, and likes. So,
well,
I don't know what you want.
That's because you can't see dislikes.
I'm gonna go check now.
I just disliked as I said that. I have no fucking clue.
No, you can check, but only the
yeah, I know.
So I'm just gonna.
What was I gonna say? So if you have ever rewatched anything on the Weeb Club channel, excluding videos under 10 minutes long, is what I'll say. So the reason I say that is because obviously then that excludes the lives of the Weeb Club and the daily life of the Weeb Club. Because I think there's nothing wrong with rewatching those. They're short and they're not podcasts, right? But if you have rewatched anything else on the channel other than those, please say yes or no or thumbs up or thumbs up. Like, if you've ever done it, you have to let me know because I need to start tallying how many people are just too far gone.
Okay, so real quick, the Weeb Club is canceled, has more dislikes than the weekly, but the ratio is still better because it has more likes on. No, the weekly did lose in almost every way.
Get to
so
kill
sad.
Myself. Also, not fair. Not fair. Bad weekly on fucking marketable.
But
we have other videos that have done better. But the stream and the CBR video did better.
But this was 3 days ago compared to the stream that was 9 days ago. So, like, this is definitely on track to pass the stream.
Keep crying.
You just don't know how YouTube works.
Keep coping.
That's why you don't upload.
Keep coping.
All right, I'm ready to move on to the Reddit.
Yes. There are posts on the Reddit for once. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking shook.
So first, someone made an unironic Weeb Club 3x3. Though they did make a mistake. They said
We talked about that. Oh no, we talked about this on the stream. That's right.
Yeah. Though they did say, I think it was the fall 2020 was that was the wrong one. It was supposed to be the one where I used the soundboard for you guys.
Okay.
I think they meant that was the one.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what that is.
it was because because we were talking Kuma Bear in that one, I think. And then
What a show.
I did go back and try to listen to the summer one and to see what episode that was. I think it was maybe just because we were really positive about Origaru and ReZero, because that was like the first time we were talking about them, because I think I caught up to both of those shows for that those discussions, so we could watch those two shows, I mean. So maybe that's why. And the rest are like, I know what those are. I just wanted to mention those two specifically because you can't tell what the episode is just by the thumbnail, basically. Yeah.
God, I always forget how funny the Scream debate in the
Oh my fucking crash sword.
in whatever episode that was.
so
I can't remember. Vatican Miracle
wasn't
Examiner.
wrong because you fuckers think a skull and a Scream mask look exactly the same.
Hold on, I'm about to Craftsdwarf. You said
Yeah, wait, no, Craftsdwarf,
A
you're right.
spooky ghost face and a skeleton are not the same.
No,
They
I'm
are
not
when you're
arguing about
racist
this
because they're
stupid
both
shit.
white, okay?
You
The
said-
skull
oh,
was
fucking-
gray. It was
You
literally
said
not
this-
even the same
Oh my
color.
God.
It didn't look the same. It was just a dude in a cloak with a mask and a knife, and you go, "Oh, it's Scream," and I'm like, "Wow, that couldn't be anything ever."
It was Scream.
Ah!
It was 2-1. The two of us agreed, and you disagreed.
So next on the Reddit,
Craftsdwarf.
what?
You fucking said that this recent upload by the Weeb Club 3 had more dislikes without any context. It has more dislikes by literally 1. Are you serious?
That's what
right
I
now?
meant. Yeah, it has more dislikes.
Cause fucking Vindy, and there's other videos that have more dislikes if you look.
That I was just comparing this week's videos. I wasn't comparing anything else.
Also, I do want to say about this 3x3, I am very glad that the Scribbly.io video's on there, because I actually think that episode is so fucking funny. Every time I think about the fucking iceberg or some of the other drawings that were just so dog shit. Oh my god. I should rewatch that.
Just so the next one is someone editing an Uzumaki Con reaction to a Roboco chapter.
I honestly don't know who this guy is. I see his reactions everywhere. I fucking love him.
He's amazing. I haven't seen any of his like actual content in full, but I've seen like choice reactions. He's great.
I know he's cool just hyping it up for the camera, but he definitely is getting into it, and I respect how into it he gets. Like, you know what? Hey, you do you, dude. Like, now I'm not even gonna make fun of like fake reactions for his content because I think everyone knows they're fake. But it's the fuck, like, he like deserves
like, even
an
if it's
Oscar
fake,
for
it's
him.
still right. Like, it's still like really like funny and amazing.
Yeah.
And how over the top it is. Well, like, honestly, and if you like, who the fuck is this guy? The one you need to see is his reaction to Ace being revealed to be the son of Gold Roger. Because
Yes.
while he's like reacting to that, he's got like a door that keeps falling on him for some reason. So he's like fighting off his door while also still watching the episode of like Pirate King Donk. And it's the funniest shit. I love him. He's great. He seems like a cool guy. I don't know. Or another good reaction is the one where Shanks is at Reverie. And he like is losing his mind at that. I don't know. I've seen a couple. It's good. The next one is also really funny. It's a Grem edit.
Yeah, it's good.
It's perfect. I don't know what image he used for Vindy, but
I think it's fan art he's made before.
Yeah,
okay,
he drew
gotcha.
Vindy,
I don't
yeah.
remember seeing it before, so I didn't recognize it.
Yeah, he drew it off of a face I made on stream months ago. Maybe closer to a
Okay.
year ago now.
Gotcha. But actually, yeah, good shit on the Reddit this week.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the last one will segue into our topic. It is just WattheWut posted his last video with him talking about how he's, done with YouTube and moving on. And he did leave a reply saying that he is quitting the Weeb Club, which we already brought it up. But yeah, I guess that'll segue us into the topic.
Yeah, so the topic is this is a funeral for WattheWut. As I want to say probably, but probably like even more so than that, as his best friends on YouTube. We are the people to be hosting his funeral. So this is the funeral for WattheWut. So I think, obviously to start, I guess we can just discuss a little bit more about what it means for the future of the Weeb Club. With him not going to be on, which realistically, I think, as weird as it sounds, if you compare the last few months since he took his break, the Weeb Club will only get better because we've had a lot of ideas in the last few months. Because originally it was an extended hiatus, and we knew when it was. We had an idea of when it was going to end, and we would have video ideas and say, "Oh, well, we'll just wait for what to come back to record these." But now that's not in the cards. They'll start getting made now, and some of them I think are things that y'all will probably enjoy quite a bit. So, that's one thing. Yeah, I obviously, it won't affect it won't affect things compared to the content y'all have been getting for months now.
No, yeah, we got cool ideas. I hope they turn out well. And now, with the WattheWut having announced his, departure, we have no inhibitions with doing them. So, yeah. And, we have, some, yeah. Someone else talk. Okay,
well, I'll just say it again really quickly, just so I think people understand, but I do want to make it clear one more time, just because I don't want fucking people to be cringers about it. It's not him leaving because of hard feelings. There's no drama there. It legitimately just is his decision to step away from content that caused it.
Yeah, you can pretty much just watch the video that What put out for why he's not making anything more, and listen to his own words. If you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, it is only 2 minutes long. It was posted on the Reddit, so if you're not subbed to his channel. I guess real quick, the one thing that is definitely not going to happen is the paired off content with What. I don't think anything actually happened yet, but we did have ideas. But we can't do that without him gone. So that was just I figured that was easy to infer, but I figured it'd just be just stated outright.
Right.
So
so those aren't happening, but obviously our paired off content will still continue.
Right.
And don't expect us to get a fourth member, especially not anytime soon. I don't think that there's
an opening. Yeah, just because.
Yeah, don't start sending in applications. I mean, you could DM the Weeb Club on Twitter applications if you want. I'm not gonna read them. Maybe I'll make fun of them.
That's
on a
if
stream,
you want to be made fun of. Yeah.
But
the only reason to do it.
Yeah, we're just gonna stick with the three of us for now. I think we have a pretty decent thing going. We're just gonna keep it going and see how good we can get with just the three of us.
Yeah.
So I guess, do we want to talk about the WattheWut channel and maybe some videos we love or things like that, or do we want to start with I guess we could just talk about What's channel.
Yeah, because now that he's stepping away from it, it's kind of a shame, because I think especially I'm looking through real quick and holy shit, literally dozens of videos, I would say. Obviously not all of them are the same, but since he's removed his iffy videos, basically most of what you can just see on his channel, I would say, is at least decent, if not and he's got some really good, even the first one, just the What is a School Idol. I remember watching that when it came out at Anime Expo and crying. So once he got his voice as a creator, he definitely really started advancing very quickly, and he made a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the things about his channel that, looking back now, blows my mind the most. And I mean, I've told him this all the time. I've told him this a bunch recently because he's been helping me with some plant things. Is this idea of that, like, he's so good at the YouTube like algorithm game, right? Like, I know that, like, oh well, how can you say that when he only had? I mean, he had 40,000 subscribers, but it's like, you know, here's the thing. He's making goddamn anime content, right? He's capped at a very like low percentage for the type of content he was making. But I think the way he used titles and thumbnails and everything to really like hit the algorithm well, I think he was really, really good at. And just looking at the view counts of his videos that do well, I think really shows that, right? Like he has multiple videos that are way bigger than his like his normal videos or like his subscriber count rate. Like he's a 1 million view video, multiple 100,000 view videos, you know?
Right, well, because like what would usually happen is like they would come out and they wouldn't do super well, but he would still like change the thumbnail or title like later, and then sometimes they would just like in particular the Bone Druid video was getting a lot of views this year. The Nisekoi video, the Madoka video, those all caught on more or less after, like later on. But you know, they just kept growing, and they will hopefully continue to get views. So you know, they're good videos.
Yeah, I think that's actually something that is so insane about his channel was the fact that when he changed like how his thumbnails looked, which people probably don't know this, he did it a lot. Would change his thumbnails as he was kept making. He would go back and remake thumbnails for every video and change them all, right? He wouldn't just say, oh, these new thumbnails are going to only go on my new videos. It's, okay, let me go back and remake the Chica thumbnail and remake the Madoka Magica thumbnail and the Nisekoi thumbnail and the Kenpachi thumbnail. Like, he would go back and remake a bunch of them, which is really, like, impressive to go actually, like, do that.
Yeah, and looking at it now, like, even something that's not, like, the most popular thing to talk about, like Love Live is a popular series, but I don't think it's, like, a popular thing to talk about on YouTube. It's kind of insane how many of his, like, character-specific videos, like, are, like, how many views they have. Like, the only ones that aren't past 10K is really just Rico video if you just count, like, a single character, but if you count, like, a small group of 2 or 3, then also the Arise and the Saint Snow, but, like, that's still pretty insane that they're all, like, 10K or more.
No, yeah, and, you know, he did have a specific name in the Love Live community for doing so many videos, you know, though he did start to distance himself for understandable reasons later, but, yeah, and I mean, I think I already talked about some of my favorites on the what's it called? When we did our top favorite YouTube videos, and because I mentioned the Chica one, the Bleach one, the How I Will Never Stop Loving Bleach is really good. Did you guys mention some of your favorites on that, or do you want to mention them now?
Yeah. So I love the oh my god, where is it? Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I like the Orihime video a lot.
Yeah.
I like the Nisekoi video. I think the SAO videos are pretty good, so. None.
I think the Thank You Kill Annie video was pretty good. I remember liking it a lot when it came out. I thought it was very to the point about it. Obviously, the Chica video is really good. The I'll Never Stop Loving Bleach is really good as well. It's probably my favorite, I would say. Overall.
What about you, senor?
I opened with saying
you're right.
my favorites.
You're right. I do think one video we should talk about, because it is a really interesting video that I had a lot of fun making, was the Hive Mind Mega Mix, right?
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah, we collabed on that.
Yeah, the 4 of us basically made individual videos and put them into one video. And I think that video was, like, super sick. And I think, yeah, I think it was a really interesting idea that was his idea. And, the fact that I'm terrible at making videos aside, I think, it came out pretty well. And I think it was good. It was enjoyable. It was really fun working on it, and I learned a lot working on it. So I do want to just mention that video because I think it's really interesting, and I think, it's super sick.
Another video that, it's not one that I would say is like one of my favorites of his, but the lyrics are important one, which I just think is like notable because so few people in the anime community were even like considering the lyrics, like especially Mother's Basement, who, made his name on talking about anime openings and was literally like only focusing on the visual component and not listening to the music at all. And so like, obviously the What's Actually in an OP didn't, there were quite a few done, and like we did the KyoAni What's Actually in an OP thing. Like I did the Kyokai no Kanata. He did the unfortunate K-On! Video that didn't work out for reasons. But I don't know. So like I don't know. He actually he just has topics like that where he actually like addressed the community and was saying things that needed to be said, and that was good and something I wanted also. I don't know how much of that I did, but I definitely like admired that, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it's a bunch of videos where it's like it's not necessarily that I like the videos that they made me emotional, but I think sometimes what he's saying in them or like the point he's making is really good. So the one about Uraraka breaking the shonen female curse is very good because it essentially is just making the point that like people say this every time, and I mean he was even proven right, because everyone said it about fucking Nobara when Jujutsu was getting big, and it's like most shonen have like really good important female characters, and people are just dumb about them. But
only the new one is good, and the others are bad.
Yeah,
until the next new one that is good, and the others are bad.
And so I think that's a really good video. I also love the ReZero, the how watching ReZero made me change my score from 1 to 9. Fucking love that video. Very good. I am sad he never got to do an Ava version of it.
But no, yeah, he I don't know, like, and even just as generally speaking of the videos themselves, like he's just really good with editing and the voiceovers and using the music. Like the review one in particular, I remember when we were like sitting in call and he was like testing out music to use, and he found stuff that like synced up really well, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "This is good." And it's he just has good presentation on top of like good points and like good ways to articulate those points, and it's he does some good shit, and like there's a reason I liked his videos and wanted to work with him, right? Like it's not just like, oh, I'll work with anyone who asks. I wanted to work with what specifically because he makes good stuff. So yeah.
Well, that was the Craftsdwarf podcast horror arc that I think a lot of people forget about, where you would just be on anybody's podcast who'd ask.
I mean, that's not like
that's not the same as working content. In terms of
that's not
videos
like a video
or,
essay kind of thing.
Yeah, or doing like the planned SAO art thing or other things like that where.
Right, like the SAO series that like I think one of his videos got taken down for copyright. I remember it being unavailable, but
yeah, I think it was like the first one. I'm pretty sure. Like
and we had ideas for other stuff. Like collaborative stuff that never happened, obviously, but like what I remember, I guess I can say it now that it's not happening, because one idea we were going to do like a week of JoJo where we basically like made videos on all the JoJo villains, and we were going to like divvy them up basically. So I think the idea is that I was going to do Dio, he was going to do Cars, Kira, and Diavolo, and then I was going to do Pucci and Valentine, and I think that we would have like released all those videos in a week basically as like a series, and like made them beforehand, I guess, but it didn't happen. And this was obviously before part 8 was over, which is why the part 8 antagonist didn't come into the equation. But I feel like we had other stuff we were talking about, like doing Bleach videos, or talk about Moe or stuff. But as he started losing interest in doing his channel, eventually it was just his projects just kept getting cut back, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say about his channel. And it's not like I can say, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's a real funeral where I'm going to say, like, I feel like I lost a friend because I didn't. I mean,
no, that's the thing. I was even thinking about that. It's like, really, that's all we lost is the channel, basically, because, like, he's still...
He DM'd me while we're recording, so it's not... because he knew what the topic was, so he DM'd me and said, let me know how it goes. So it's like, all right, well... So yeah,
let's call him up, bring him in, ask him to record his audio, and just like open up the coffin. Hey, how you doing? Like he's fine. No, WattheWut is dead, but the person behind WattheWut is still alive, right? So it's not like because I do think it's a good channel, and AniTube would be better for having him, but he has grown to hate AniTube for understandable reasons because people are shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have much more for the topic. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, it's not.
I mean, we've already like talked about some of his videos before, so it's like while there are like specific things in the videos themselves that we could say, it's like it feels a little bit redundant. I would say.
I agree, and I also, I mean, and look, the Weeb Club's doing fine. We're not, planning on. It won't. Yeah, this isn't going to be like a situation like a year ago, like at the end of season 1, where like. People like had to wait months for us to do stuff again. There will be a week break soon-ish, but that's just because of holidays. We're still grooving and moving, and we have plans. We have content that will be recorded that I think will be really fun. Maybe some other exciting things that people might like. Do you want to have do you want to do any previews of the future of Weeb Club content?
Mm-hmm.
Anything that they want to say that either is recorded or is going to be recorded that y'all are potentially very excited for?
I'm just in general still excited for the paired off content because I think all three of what we have going is cool. Like, the first Sonic episode made me think that Sonic might be good actually. The Naruto episode was a really great discussion. I'm really excited to talk about more shoujo manga and stuff. And Pokemon, I've been playing Pokemon Red. I like it still, and Pokemon's interesting. So, I'm just interested in all that. As far as teases for other stuff, I'll let you guys maybe think of something.
I'll go ahead and say it. Good chance within the next couple months there's a Mario Party, either stream or video. Probably stream, but yeah. Mario Party very likely.
We've been holding off on that one, yeah.
Because if Mario Party does happen,
work for me.
Why would not Mario Party not work for you, senor?
I don't know. Maybe my laptops do dog shit. I don't fucking know.
It's Dolphin. Your laptop's fucking stronger than a fucking GameCube. You know how I know that?
I couldn't fucking play Nick All Stars online, so.
Okay, you know how I know that? First of all, we've actually played Project M against each other before. Second of all, the GameCube has. Hold on, let me look at this motherfucker's specs. Yeah. Here we go. The GameCube has a 485 megahertz processor. Okay.
I have NES specs.
It has 43 megabytes of RAM. None. If you had GameCube specs, you couldn't like run Windows 7, much less like 10.
I have NES specs.
No, you don't. Shut your mouth. You'll be able to play fucking
poor.
Mario Party. But in Mario Party, when Mario Party does happen, I'm getting unbelievably wasted. Because that's the best way to enjoy Mario Party. So, yeah. Do you want to move on to Blue Period? Goat Period?
I mean, I guess I'll just say that the Pokemon podcasts are very likely to start coming out soonish.
Wow. Only the Pokemon podcasts.
I am consistently playing the game. Yeah. Fucking, I don't want to play Sonic Adventure on my laptop, so.
Real quick, actually,
Sonic Adventure
I'll ask you
and
off
Pokemon,
pop.
those are the only ones that matter? Those are the only ones?
What's Naruto, dude? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Cool. And Crafts and I Shoujo. The next one will be out soon, and then I'm gonna start reading the manga for the next one, so those will come back. But we might honestly,
Yes.
well, yeah, that's it.
So Blue Period is a good show.
Goat.
Yeah, it
Goat,
was a
period.
really great episode. Kind of fucking lost it when Ryuji's father just slapped the shit out of her in the episode.
Piece of shit.
Holy fuck. I was not expecting that.
I almost cried
I mean, it makes sense, but I also wasn't
when she was like
expecting
hugging
it.
her grandma. I almost cried.
Grandma's good. Good late, because someone pure and nice in this fucked up household.
But I also like the idea that because she's the only person that's nice to Yuka feels like Yuka has to can't be honest with herself because she doesn't want to let
her
she
down.
doesn't want to let her down. Yeah, which is like very like understandable and like sad, you know. Because it's almost like because the grandma's the only person that's nice to her, she can't be completely honest with herself about the fact that she very clearly wants to be in fashion school. So.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like I look
His
at the
father,
fact.
and her father just like threw away all her shit. Yeah.
Also, we were wrong last week because we took the 3 there to be implied that Takahashi didn't pass, but he did, as I mentioned.
Yes.
Like first thing I said, I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Well,
And,
I mean, I wouldn't say we were wrong in the sense that like we didn't understand
we
the show.
took we took the wrong assumption based on what the information that we were given, basically.
Which I would almost say is probably what the show wants us to do, which is also why it said it at the beginning of the episode, you know. But yeah, I mean, the Yuka stuff was so good, and I love how hard it affects Yatora. What she said about you wouldn't what if everyone like jumped off if someone was drowning, you wouldn't jump in to save them. And it
you do something to help, but you wouldn't go all in to save them necessarily. And like with Yuka, he's kind of been half-assing it and not doing everything he could be because he doesn't want to put himself at risk or of getting So but then at the end of the episode, he fucking does, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Next episode's gonna go so dummy hard. I can't wait.
Also, I really like the line about how, or just not, it wasn't a line specifically, I guess, but when they were talking about how, the one girl came up who she was like hospitalized and she decided to quit trying to get an art school and going to teaching art instead. And I don't know, just a general discussion of how like it can be harder to take the easier path. I don't know. I thought that was just like interesting, like just thinking about certain like Togashi, for example, and how like it's almost becomes too difficult to quit in a sense. Like with Yu Yu Hakusho, like that was a harder decision for him, right? Or even hell, I think we know someone who might have gone through something similar with WattheWut, where he was just gradually like trying, like he wanted to do his creative thing with his channel, but he just he eventually took the harder decision to take the easier path in a sense of not doing anything. And I don't know, I just think that's just really apt for a creative mentality that you can find, I guess. And I don't know, it was just something I wanted to keep note of because I don't know, this show the series just continues to get like on the point when it comes to like general creativity and creator mindsets, I think. So it's no wonder that we like it.
I don't know. I even though this episode was really good and I liked it a lot more than the last couple episodes, I still feel like I can see areas where it's being faster and kind of like...
Well, that's why I said series instead of show, because I want to imply like the whole thing, because I see what you're saying. I'm just looking forward to being done. No, well, that's what, because real quick, so since it was already mentioned, I'll just talk about it, because so next week is about this weekend is like the 18th, and after that it's gonna, like, Christmas is on the weekend. So we're probably not, it's going to be hard to record, so we thought we might just, like, not record. So basically, there will be a week break after next episode. But another thing we're going to do is, because Blue Period is already over, like it's not out on Netflix, but it is already over. So to facilitate like reading the manga quicker, I just had the idea that next week we're going to talk about the last 3 episodes of Blue Period.
So basically, because watching anime legally still sucks, we are resorting to piracy. So
I was always pirating, but that's beside the point.
Suck a dick. I can't even remember that fucking guy's name.
Calling the police.
The Crunchyroll guy.
Kilometers.
Calling the police on both of you.
Suck a dick, Tails.
But yeah, I don't have any more to say about the episode.
Sad.
It was good, and I'm looking forward to finishing the show. And
oh yeah.
Well, anyway, I didn't finish shit this week, but I did catch up on MHA. So I guess I'll talk about that.
Pogger.
Not poggers. I'm not enjoying myself. I do want to reread the entire arc all at once, but in general, I kind of feel like a lot of it's pretty fast, like too fast. Like it's probably about the same as other arcs, especially considering Overhaul is like 23 chapters or something, or
MHA
some really low
moves pretty
count.
fast. That's at like 2 arcs.
But I'm not a fan of how it's going for this final arc. I think the final arc would benefit from slowing down a little bit, just because I mean, I already kind of mentioned the Star and Stripe thing only being 5 chapters. I don't think that's enough for that character. And then recently, Deku just walking in on Aoyama.
That's literally not what happened at all.
Out. That's not true. He just fucking randomly.
He does not walk in. No, Hagekure goes and gets him because Deku was taking a walk in the woods. Hagekure went to look for someone in the woods, or went to go look for a teacher, found Deku, and brought him back first. That's very clearly what happens. It says so.
It's still such a sudden reveal that we see Aoyama talking to his parents.
But don't say something happened that didn't happen.
It's still random that he was around, and then he just.
Oh my god, this fictional story sure is convenient. Plot convenience.
No, I don't think.
I mean, that's what you're saying.
I don't. Okay, no, go ahead, Nun.
I just don't like that. It's we find out he's a traitor, and then I don't even know if it's bad. I don't think it's bad that it's by complete chance that they find out, but it's kind of just the reveal happens, and then they find out in the very same chapter, and then it just doesn't feel like it was built up to that well for me. I'm not really a fan of it.
Again, it wasn't by complete chance because Hagekure noticed that Aoyama was acting different, right? She even said he was the only one who didn't smile.
But she said it in the same chapter that she also
you're
went
right.
ahead and found out.
You're right,
so
but I bet if you go back to when they get Deku back and you look, he's probably is actually the only one who didn't smile, right?
Yeah, but that's still not that much for me to be into it.
No, I'm not saying that you're not. That it's fine. It's fine to not be into it, but you keep saying things that aren't true. Right, like you said, it's by chance. It's not by chance, right? Hagekure noticed that he was the only one who didn't smile, and because she's invisible, was tailing him. Right? So, it wasn't by complete chance.
I still don't think it's built up to very well for me.
That's
to like
fine,
it.
but
yeah,
again,
it wasn't
don't say
by,
things that aren't true.
Complete chance.
I don't know. I think I actually liked a couple of moments these last couple of chapters. So
Oh my god, Craftsdwarf's such a fucking king. I was worried I was gonna be the only MHA stan still.
It reframes some stuff when my body didn't take to the quirk very well. It's okay.
Yes.
That
Yes, Crafts. Oh
See, I think it makes sense that Aoyama's a traitor, and it's good that it's him specifically. I just don't think the chapter where it's revealed is that good to me.
The chapter that came out yesterday is also so fucking good. Holy shit.
It was very funny seeing everyone lose their shit about Hagekure being the traitor, except I legitimately just didn't give a fuck. Either way.
Yeah, I think if there's one thing that especially there have been other things that have shown it to me.
No one's gonna learn. No one's gonna
in
learn
my life, but especially this has just shown me. I'm done being cringe and passing judgment on things in any kind of form before it's done. And by it's done, I don't even mean it's fully done. I mean, like, that the entire plot idea is resolved.
No, yeah.
And the traitor stuff isn't resolved, so I'm not going to say whether I think that, like, any part of it is, like, not good, because, especially for not good things, because it's so quick for something to be not good, and then you see, like, the actual purpose it plays in the story, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong.
That's kind of why I try to be open about the idea of, like, how stories can, go as they go on, because, like, even, like, an unfinished perspective is inherently a very limited one, so I just try to be very open-minded when it comes to stories and hold back on those judgments, because the quickest, judgments are often going to be the most wrong, right? And I felt like, again, the One Piece example I give was in earlier Wano, where Kinemon mentions time travel at the end of a chapter, and it's like, what? One Piece is ruined? Next chapter, it's completely fine. What do you know? Like, this happens so often that, like, it's just funny to see people lose their minds over it. Like, because that's why, I feel like no one's going to learn from this, because, this is a mindset that, I've had and you were talking about, but the general fan base is just going to lose their minds at every little, like, but this is what they want. This is why chapters always end in some big way, because they want people to be interested in what's going to happen next. Even if in these cases it's for, negative reasons from people who aren't thinking about how, or just don't have imaginations. They aren't thinking about the many possibilities of what a story can evolve, basically.
People will decide something, and they'll decide they don't like it in one chapter, and then even if it gets better later, they just hold on to the, oh, well, it's still not good. Which is why I think Naruto has so many bad takes around the war, because that's what people were doing reading it then.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I was even thinking, like, with Star and Stripe, we could get stuff with her character later, right? That continues to, like again, the pilot is a big thread where, Shigaraki, or, All For One, had to give away the power. Some random fucking dude has the power who was working with her, and she trusts him. Like, there's room to advance on these things, and just because we're moving away from that for now doesn't mean they're gone. And that's the kind of, like, and maybe we will never get any more advancement on that, right? But, it's more about, like, instead of just assuming one or the other is going to be the thing, instead of just, like, being open to possibility is all I want and all I try to do, basically.
Well, another example of a time where I was really cringe was Kingdom. So I'll say it in non-spoiler terms, Crafts, but you'll understand. After the best fight in the manga, there was a chapter that ended teasing some potentially supernatural shit. Yes. And for like a week, me and my friend were just making jokes about how now Reboku was going to show up. And he was going to show up flying a dragon and shit like that. And then the next chapter happened, and guess what?
Everything was fine.
It made me cry like a bitch. And I decided in that moment to always trust Hara. And, I feel the same way with Oda, same way with Hori, where...
I try to keep that open mindset even with stories I don't necessarily like, because,
Well, I just mean the difference between being open and being optimistic about how everything's going to work out.
That makes sense. I understand.
Like, it's going to be very hard for me to bash something weekly in MHA, because I think Hori is so fucking good, and I like 99% of the story that's out so much that even if there's one chapter that comes out and I'm not super into it, I'm going to wait before even saying that I don't like it, and then probably wait to reread it when it's all done. Because, even, like, look at Kimetsu, right? Didn't like it weekly. I love it going back through it. Or not love it, but I like it a lot. So I definitely, I think weekly brain rot is real.
But yeah, any other thoughts on MHA?
I'm sorry if we just kind of shit on everything you said, Nun. I apologize. Very toxic of us, but...
Sad.
Well, I still think it's fine for not liking how the trader stuff and, like, how it was built up to and, like, just kind of comes out. I think it's fair for not thinking it, liking how it was handled, but,
Yeah, I think at a certain point we were definitely talking more about, like, not even what Nun was saying, but, like, a lot of how people have been talking, like, the way people were freaking out over Hagakure for it to not even be her.
No, right, no, I changed the subject. Like, Nun wasn't in that camp, I'm pretty sure. Like, he wasn't...
No, because he wasn't reading it till after,
See, if it was fucking Hagakure, that'd be so... I
think...
I don't know. I can't say it would be bad if it was Hagakure, because... Yeah,
well, like, also, Hagakure, a baddie, dog. We saw her face. Oh my god, ma'am.
But we didn't see her tits. No point.
We literally did, like, 2 chapters before, Stinky.
I didn't see nipple. It doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. That's fair. Not fine.
Other jump manga, like you could get, like the Hana Hot Spring will have nipple, but not this one.
And the one volume I have of fucking the best manga in Jump, Ayakashi Triangle's got
only
nipples
in the volume
in it.
release, but yeah, that's fair.
Go. Yuna only had nipples in the volume release as well.
Okay, I haven't read it.
I have, because I'm a fucking
But anyway,
king who
so
reads
I was
good
gonna say,
manga.
this was a line I heard. I forget who said it, but it was just something I sort of kept in mind with general plot twists. Mostly, it was like writing advice, but it's something that has helped me like realize with even reading in some ways. Is just like when a big plot reveal happens, like when it happens, it has to be the most surprising option possible. But thinking back, it needs to be the only thing that could have happened, right? And so with that in mind, like Aoyama being the traitor reframes so much about his character that he's the only character who makes sense, right? In the class, right? So like in that way, it is a good twist because, and I'm sure, obviously with theories around, I'm sure some people predicted it, but at least it wasn't common enough that I, had seen like stuff.
I feel like it was always like at least one of the higher up options. Like maybe
I mean, when people were saying it was Hagakure, my first thought was, if there was still a traitor, shouldn't it have been Aoyama? Because like I just feel like that was the obvious, and the quirkless shit I actually think is so good in so many different ways, right? Like the fact that he was quirkless and was given it, because now he parallels Deku, right? Where, Deku was given his quirk by One for All, and Aoyama was given by All for One, right? And then you have these two people, and even the way that they exert their pressure, right? Where All Might actually, like, he does give the quirk to Deku, and he does have expectations for Deku to be the number one hero, but he's never pushing Deku to do things. Deku's always trying to go above and beyond to do more, right? And Aoyama has to fight to do the bare minimum of what All for One wants him to do, right? And even like when Aoyama finds out, right, that Deku was essentially the same as him, but on the opposite side, it hurts even more. And I think it'll help, even like a Naruto sense, right? It'll help Deku relate to Aoyama and be able to turn him. And I mean, the fucking, oh my god. The shit that Deku says, the fucking king in the newest chapter. And I love like the way that Aoyama keeps calling himself a villain because to him it's like it is black and white, like he is a villain, he is bad. And Deku's like, no, he's gonna do the fucking same thing to Shigaraki in a couple volumes, and I know it's coming.
Also, another thing I realized is that with the fact that Aoyama's quirk doesn't fit his body, remember how in like literally like chapter 2, All Might made a very clear point to make sure that Deku's body was like fit enough for his quirk. Like, he was like, because obviously, All for One didn't care about Aoyama, so he's just, giving him power for the sake of giving him power and getting this connection, to exploit and abuse where, All Might actually does care. So, I don't know, I just think about how, like, because, I don't know, people always, Deku didn't earn the quirk, he was just handed to it, and I always think about, like, he had to train his body and put in the hard effort to get to earn the quirk properly, even after being recognized by All Might. And now it's like not only that, but also that he's specifically had to do that factors into like something that what another thing that separates All Might from the literal villain of the series as contrasted through Aoyama and Deku. So MHA sucks. Move on. No, I'm kidding.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Some of the stuff that comes out of the Aoyama reveal is good. Just like the actual reveal itself was kind of a letdown for me. I am curious to reread the arc because like one part that I have a problem like I wasn't into, but it's more so something that I'm really curious about how it'll come off when I reread it. It's just like kind of Deku being on his own part. I didn't love that as much as I thought I could have, so I wanted to I really do want to reread that. Yeah, I don't know. I would have talked about something else, but I didn't really have anything else.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Just makes me so horny, It. I don't know. Okay, so is it my turn? Or are you done?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, I finally finished a game that I had been essentially trying to play, but not all at once. It was like I'd play it, And then, like, at first when I was playing it, I'm holding the reveal. Some people know, and if you see my profile picture in Discord right now, you know. But some people, like I'd play it for, like, you know, a couple hours and then put it down. And then months later, come back, play it for a couple more hours, put it down. Come back months later. And I reached a point where I was thinking about starting it back up again. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm glad I did restart it from the beginning because there were so many small things in the story that mattered so much to the point and to what made the story so pog by the end that I'm very glad I restarted it. But I restarted it and I beat the game in like a month or less because I actually just kind of decided to sit down and finally finish it because it's the first game in a series I've been wanting to play for a long time. I had a feeling I'd like it a lot after playing the first one. I definitely think the main character will be one of my favorite characters of all time by the time I finish. He's the most Vindy motherfucker I've ever seen. Oh my god! So the game's Yakuza 0. I finished Yakuza 0 finally. What a banger of a video game. All right, look. Banger soundtrack. Actually, shit goes dummy hard. Fucking... I love so the way the game works, right? For the two of y'all is essentially there's two. So it takes place. So the first Yakuza game, which I did start, starts in 1995. Something happens. Main guy goes to jail for 10 years. So it mainly takes place in 2005. Yakuza 0 takes place in 1986, I think.
Okay.
So and it came out after Yakuza 5, before Yakuza 6. And so it takes. Hold on, let me make sure.
So it's a prequel, but it's the 6th game to come out in the franchise, basically.
Yes,
or more
but
or less.
it's very clearly meant to be played first. Like they made it as a prequel
to new players.
Yeah, so they made it to be accessible to new players. But also another thing the game does is it like the beginning of the game actually feels like not a better, but it's like a more detailed introduction to the world and the characters than Yakuza 1 has.
Okay.
So by the time you finish...
Well, obviously, yeah, because by the time of Yakuza 0, they have a better idea of the franchise.
So by the time, you finish Kiryu, who's the main character for the entire series, first 2 chapters, because there's 17 chapters, and it goes back and forth. So it's 2 Kiryu chapters, 2 Goro Majima chapters, 2 Kiryu chapters, 2 Goro Majima chapters, 2 Kiryu chapters, 2 Goro... And that continues, so the final chapter you play is both intermittently. The game does so much at the beginning to, like, actually introduce you to Kiryu to the point where I started Yakuza 1, and it actually doesn't even, explain some of the character relationships as well. So, like, I wouldn't understand how important some of these characters are to each other if I hadn't played Yakuza 0, which is interesting. And it's not like they're not supposed to be that important to each other, because they totally are, because it's, like, 2 guys who are fucking, like, brothers, essentially. And it just doesn't tell you that they're brothers till, like, chapter 2 or 3. It just shows you that they're really close, but in Yakuza 0, it's like the first thing you're told because they're also like a lot younger. Like I think, hold on, I want to see how old the main character guy is because he like at the start he's like very young in the Yakuza, right? Like he's like the fucking lowest tier. His back tattoo's not even finished. Yeah, because he's 20, and so then obviously he's fucking like almost like 40 in Yakuza 1. Yeah, so that's just kind of like how it is almost set up, and then you play through it, and it does like it's like a crime story, right? So it starts and it's like kind of like there's like this one thing, and then as you learn more about it, like and the mysteries kind of figure themselves out, it becomes a lot bigger, and then when it gets really cool is when the two characters stories intertwine, right? So their stories for the beginning seem very different. But if you're really trying to figure out how they're connected, you can. And then there's the moment where you find out how they are connected, you know? And that's when it gets fucking insane till it finishes. And then one thing I really like about the game is that also helps kind of as a first game, but it means that for sure after I finish the series, I'm going to go back and replay it because I want to see, is that the game is kind of about how the two main characters, who are both very important characters to the franchise, even though Kiryu is really the only like main character for the franchise, and in most of the games he's the only one you play as. It explains how both characters kind of got their personal mantras, right?
Okay.
So it's
so
about
how they got the ideals that they hold throughout the rest of the franchise.
Yes.
Basically.
because like they're both very young. Like Kiryu's 20 years old and Majima is 24. So they're both very young guys. So like it's very much, and they're both new to the Yakuza and to this like world, and it talks a lot about like the darkness of the Yakuza world, and it's, you know, the game is about how these guys got their mantras that they hold, right? So I think it'll be interesting after playing the rest of the games, then going back to it and really seeing them before they have that mantra and growing into the people that they become. But it's so fucking good, and there's so many like good emotional fucking like moments that just hit so hard. Game had me crying at multiple points. It's so cool. Kiryu is literally such a Vindy character because he's like a sweet man, and he's just cool, and he's so fucking good. That I'm so into it. And then there's so I'm excited to play the rest of the series, but I realized, because the combat's very much like you're a Yakuza guy, but it's all fists, right? Like, one thing that I think is actually really interesting is especially compared to, I think, a lot of other beat 'em up games, because you're mostly fighting people like in the streets with just like your fists, or maybe you like grab a weapon from nearby, but it's like, you know, I'm grabbing a baseball bat or like a bike and hitting people with it. Anytime someone pulls out a gun, it's like serious. And like even in game, when you have like max health upgrades, 2 gunshots kill you. So when a guy pulls out a gun, I'm shitting my pants. Even in like story cutscenes, someone pulls out a gun and I'm like, oh fuck, this guy means business.
Yeah,
which is different from, I think, a lot of other games. And I mean, some of it, right, is obviously just guns are illegal in Japan and all these other, but I thought that was
what
like
I was
going to
mention. It's just like culturally, like guns hold a different place in Japan versus America, right? So
right, and knowing that as well, but like it's so crazy. Watching it and just seeing like he pulls out the gun and you're like, oh shit. Because like when I play like especially American made games, I don't give a fuck when someone pulls out a gun. I expect the main character has a gun of his own. Even if I'm playing like fucking a kid's game, like I don't even know, like Bubsy. I'm not surprised if Bubsy pulls out a fucking gun, you know? So I thought that was like a really interesting thing. And really liked the game. I'm very excited to play the rest of the series. It's very good, very Vindy at its heart. I do want them to bring over because there are like a bunch of spin-offs in Japan. There's like a samurai one where it's like the same characters, but like in like samurai Japan.
Reimagined in gotcha.
And those are apparently, I don't think they're great, but apparently they are pretty fun. But, like, it's great because like, they're just samurai. And then there's a zombie one as well, but I've heard it kind of controls not great. And then I've decided that what I want more than anything, and what would be my favorite game of all time, is a delinquent Yakuza game. So give me a Yakuza spinoff, but it's all the characters and they're in high schools, right? And instead of different Yakuza families, they're at different high schools, you know? Much like in a delinquent manga. And so then you got to fight through the high school that you started.
Video games. I just want.
There are, but I want one that plays like Yakuza.
Yeah.
With Yakuza's like soundtrack and fucking polish.
You did remind me. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna look it up actually, because there was a delinquent game that it had a fucking Oda Mondo from Danganronpa shows up in it.
Is it one of the River City games?
No, it was.
That's a popular
don't think so.
Delinquent game series, but those
it
are
was
2D
like 3D. No, it was 3D models.
Then I don't know.
PSP game, I think.
Oh, okay, then I don't know.
Yeah, and it just came to mind. I don't know if it actually plays that Yakuza or what, but I just remember like seeing that back in, when I was getting into Danganronpa. So,
but yeah, I very much like the Yakuza, or I guess I can't even say I like the Yakuza. I like Yakuza 0 a lot. And I think that anyone who is interested should absolutely play the game because it goes so fucking hard. It's so good.
Nice. I assume you're finished?
Yes, sir.
I mentioned a lot of potential stuff I might have talked about. I don't even know if I mentioned this one, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So if so, it's just kind of funny that I brought up a couple other things and then I might not talk about any of them. So I read Barefoot Gen, the old Jump manga from the 70s. That was also adapted into a film that I watched years ago. Real quick, the film, I think, I guess it's a more, like, compact version of the story, and I would recommend watching it, except it's not my favorite version of the story, and the number one reason of that is you know how in Barakamon the children characters are voiced by child voice actors, who are actually like really good. Barefoot Gen also had decided to make the child characters voiced by actual children, but unfortunately they're not good voice actors, so they're really annoying and grating to hear, because they can't actually act, and it's actually like like I remember trying to watch the second movie, and it was just so painful I couldn't do it. But mostly like so anyway, in case you don't know what Barefoot Gen is, the author was like 6 years old when he survived the Hiroshima bombing. So Barefoot Gen is basically a semi-autobiographical, like inspired from, the real events in his life, take on, the Hiroshima bombing, and through the character of Gen, who lived with his family, who, his dad in particular was very anti-war, and where they were, like, the first part is just, like, their family being marginalized for that by a very, pro-war nationalist, town, pretty much, was basically the whole country. And then the bomb drops, and so it goes through a very graphic and detailed history of basically, like, from the bomb dropping to, like, about 5 years after the fact, and how, like, little help the victims of that really got, and just, like, it touches on a lot of topics, like, discrimination, like, they have a neighbor who's Korean, and so they talk about, like, the Korean colonialism and how people were shipped over to Japan and forced into labor, and after the bombing, they didn't get they weren't Japanese, so they didn't get help from the doctors. They were lower on the priority list. It's like if there was one term I would use to describe the manga, it's honest, because like it came from the author's life experiences. So I think it's just because it definitely gets like preachy 100%. But it's just so, like, I don't know, like, again, maybe, yeah, it's because of that honesty, like, I couldn't dislike it for that, because it's just, like, it's just really brutal, like, reading through especially, like, the bombing and the aftermath was just, like, really just, like, almost upsetting, because it's just, like, this is stuff that happened, and it's, like, really graphic, and, like, it's still, like, a shonen manga, like I said, it ran and jump, and I'd say that, like, it gets that across through, like, the main character is a literal child, and so, he's, tends to be very optimistic, even though he gets no fucking breaks at all. Like, his life sucks. He's, like, there's just time, and, like, where the tone is almost, like, I don't know, it's kind of, like, it's interesting, because, obviously, like, really dark and shitty, horrible things are happening, but, because sometimes they're viewed through the lens of a child's eye, they're, it's kind of like treated with lightness almost, not at the expense of what's happening, but more of like, and again, because like the author went through this, it just feels more like, dealing like almost, as a way to cope with it in a sense. Like, there's one part in the manga where, Gen and someone else go to break into an American military facility to get food, because they're literally starving, and people are going to die. Like, they have family members who really need the food, so they steal a bunch of cans, thinking that they're milk. Then they get out, and they're not milk; it's condoms. And so they're like, "Why did the Americans have all these balloons?" Because they're kids; they don't understand what they are, and it's actually funny. But there's also a part of me that goes like, "Wow, this is really fucked up." And it's just, I don't know, stuff like that happens with some, with every so often. But I don't know, it's I still enjoyed reading it. It definitely, like, around, it's mostly, like, it's mostly, yeah, it's a pretty, like, in-depth exploration, so, like, I'd say the bomb stuff only is, like, the first few volumes, really, and the rest of it is, like, aftermath, I guess, but it's still, like, I don't know, it was good and interesting, and especially if anyone's interested in the subject, I'd recommend it, but, I don't know, it's just, it was a good read, and it definitely, like, especially like knowing, because the version I read had like after like occasional like afterwards or forwards by people who worked on the translation project, because so I don't know, it was good. I don't like, yeah, I don't know, that's all I have to say.
Nice.
But so what about next week?
I don't fucking know.
Next week. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Don't know if it'll happen, Probably won't. It'd be a lot of reading I'd have to do, and I've been kind of slacking on it. But I did want to get it done originally before I went home. I'm gonna go ahead and say Danganronpa 2. I'm gonna throw out a challenge to myself. We're gonna see.
I already watched it. So I might. Well, I guess there's two things I might talk about. One, I might talk about Fooly Cooly because I did rewatch it, and I also watched Progressive and Alternative. So maybe I'll talk about those three. Or tomorrow I'm watching the third Main Abyss movie, and I've already watched the other two. So maybe I'll talk about those. That's what I'm thinking right now. And then you said you had no idea?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, all right. That about covers it. So we will see you next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.